Hi, my name is James Holroyd from PocketSurvey Cloud Surveying Software. Welcome to this short demonstration. I'm going to show you how the fire risk assessment software works and how to create your assessment reports quickly and easily. Contact us to get your low-cost trial, where you can get your first month's subscription at a reduced price. The first thing to mention about the app is that it's designed for mobile devices, but also works great on desktop computers. There's only one interface to learn, which looks the same on all devices. So you can use it on Apple or Android, tablets and phones, as well as desktop computers such as Windows, Mac and Chrome. All our cloud-based apps look similar and have some common features. So let's look at a fire risk inspection I've already done to give you an overview of what comes out at the end. On the buildings list, I tap on a building and you'll see the front page photo and inspection status, and then below that you've got some buttons. We can add an item. We can copy the building information. There's a button to create the PDF inspection report and one to open the generated PDF report. If we scroll down, you'll see which client this report belongs to. That is if you have multiple clients. You can turn off the clients feature in the app setup if you don't want to use it. The inspection details section shows the inspector, inspection date, inspection time, the type of inspection, followed by some free format descriptive notes. The building details section shows more information about the building. The important fire risk summary is shown next. Let's have a quick look at what the fire risk summary contains. Occupancy details, persons at risk, responsibility, risk sources and a risk summary of likelihood, consequences and the overall calculated risk. Most of the data entry items on this form uses menus and tick lists that you can modify in the app setup. We're not making any changes, so we can choose cancel. You would probably complete this section after you've assessed the whole building. There's an optional section to capture general building information, such as fire assembly point and number of fire escapes. Of course, the most essential part of the report is the fire risk items section. You will see all the fire risk items inspected, organised by past 79 sections. If you tap the view button, you can see the whole list for the building. You can add more fire risk items using the add button. Towards the end, you've got general building images such as floor plans, schematics and any image you want to add to your report. If you want to make changes to the inspection, select the edit button. Let's scroll back to the top of the building record. To create your PDF report, choose the Create PDF Report button, and when the report is ready, select the Open PDF Report button. Let's look at a typical report in more detail. The front page is branded with your logo and your address. Then you've got your front photo of the building, plus an optional trade logo. Then you get an automatic table of contents, which is all hyperlinked, so you can jump to the different sections quickly. The report contains quite a lot of detailed information, all created at a click of a button. Some sections are optional and can be turned off in the app setup. Then you've got an introduction page. Now all these phrases can be edited within the app, but we'll come to that later in the app setup. The overview section of the report shows inspection details, optional client details, building details, and you've got a breakdown of the compliance status of all the fire risk items assessed. If you've enabled the building information feature, you can capture a lot of general information about the building. All of this is configurable in the app setup. Then there's the executive fire risk overview. The fire risk calculation is shown in detail for your client with color-coded risk ratings in an easy-to-follow format. The risk summary focuses on non-compliant sections of past 79. Then for each section of past 79 and relevant areas in the building, we show detailed information. This information is chosen from the inbuilt knowledge based in the app. It covers description, expected requirements, location, notes, compliance status, compliances, non-compliances, action recommendations. You can have up to 8 photos for each item. If you've chosen the Works add-on feature, remedial work details will be listed below the photos. Each fire risk item is shown in a similar format grouped according to the compliance status. Your clients will love the report format. There's a handy fire risk action plan and some pages explaining the fire safety guidelines to your client. You've got your disclaimer and limitations section. Bear in mind that all these phrases in your report can be set up within the app to customize it to your needs. The quality assurance statement will show the inspector's signature, and if you've chosen to use quality checkers, their details as well. At the end you have your floor plans and any additional building images you've included in your report. If you want to save your PDF report, tap the download button to save it to your storage area. Let's close the PDF report and get back to the app. We can return to the buildings list by tapping the buildings icon at the bottom left. So let's start a new fire risk inspection to see how easy it is. Tap the Add button at the bottom right of the buildings list screen. You'll see a scrollable form with several fields to fill in. Most of these will be user configurable menus to speed up data entry. First, you can choose a client, or if you want to, add a new one. Let's add a new client organization. Type my client, then tap Use. Then you can either add a client contact name or pick an existing one. You can store other information about your client, which is helpful if you want to contact your clients on site, and so you have a little client database. Then we can choose the inspector. You can have different classes of inspectors, like more powerful administrators. You can also have a client login where a client can access their reports via a client portal. Choose an inspection date and an inspection time, and then add some inspection notes if you want to. The inspection status menu helps you track the workflow of your reports. We use a color-coded pipeline approach where you go from schedule through to completed work. Remember, you can add this information on site or do it in the office if you prefer. Now let's add some building details. You have a place to add a building reference, or you can use a report reference instead. Adding addresses is easy since Google will search for the address if you start typing it in. You can import addresses in bulk using the import feature within the app. The building name is used to identify different buildings at the same address. We also have building type and an optional short description of the building. It's a good idea to allocate the report to a town, especially if you work nationwide. Enter other building details as required. Your reports will look much better with photos, and PocketSurvey makes this easy for you. So let's take a building photo. I'm going to choose one that I've already taken, because I'm using a desktop computer, but you would snap this on site directly from your camera. That's the photo added to the front page of your report. You use a similar approach when taking fire risk item photos. Then I choose Save. You'll notice it's prompting us to choose which inspection type to use, since it's a mandatory field. Choose an appropriate inspection type, then Save to add your report to the buildings list. Now we've set up the first part of the report. We can now inspect the fire risk items in the building and enter information into the assessment. So we'll tap into the building record to view it, and you'll see the information we've entered so far. We tap the Add Item button to load the scrollable data entry form to assess a fire risk item. You should establish a location first, so you should choose a particular floor, and then optionally you can specify a room or area. You can tailor the list of locations to suit your needs in the app setup. Then you choose the Past 79 risk group, then the Past 79 section. Next, we need to choose the requirements needed to be met for this part of Past 79. We can tick some or select all, then press Done. We can choose compliant or non-compliant as the status. Each one works slightly differently. If we choose compliant, we get a list of compliances to choose from. Let's pick some. If we choose non-compliant, we get a list of non-compliances to choose from. And because part of this item is non-compliant, we can also choose from a list of actions, along with an action priority, and then enter some free format notes if you wish. Let's take a photo. You can take up to 8 photos per item. The app will automatically launch the camera on your mobile device. However, I'll pick one from my computer because I'm demonstrating the app on a desktop. You can take more photos in a similar way. So that's one item done. Now choose Save. Once you've inspected all the items in your building, you can now create your PDF report. You tap into the building record and choose the more prominent Create Report button. You will be prompted to confirm. It takes about 30 or 60 seconds while the software generates the report in the background. You can continue to work on other inspections while you are waiting. The Open Report button will appear when your report is ready. So far we've covered the essential aspects of creating a fire risk assessment report. As you've seen, it's quick and easy to do and produces a fantastic client report. But there's lots more to the software. For example, if your client wants a costed list of remedial works, you can use our Costed Works add-on feature. The most revolutionary part of all the PS Cloud apps is the App Setup feature, where you can customize menus and report sections to suit your needs. You will see several configuration areas. Check our longer training videos if you want to learn about the advanced PocketSurvey features. You can also control the report designed to customize the PDF report to your needs. There's also a tables feature for exporting your data to spreadsheet files. Now, remember to get your low-cost trial if you're not already a PocketSurvey user, or you will get your first month's subscription at a vastly reduced price. Remember, there's no obligation to carry on your subscription after the trial month, and you've got access to the full software, including free training and support. If you don't like the software after that, that's no problem. Just let us know and we won't bill you, and you can continue your search for a digital solution for your fire risk assessments. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to learn more about any of our PS Cloud apps, please visit our website PocketSurvey.com, where you'll see lots of information about all our building and inspection software. So that's the PS Cloud Fire Risk Assessment software in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Bye for now and see you soon.